Good evening. You're watching the Mello TV Evening News Brief. I'm Javon Thomas, and here are the top stories making the headline at this hour. Prime Minister Andrew Holness reaffirms Jamaica's commitment to global peace and climate action at UN General Assembly. Temporary closure of Central Avenue in St. Andrew for drainage improvement works. And now the details. Prime Minister the Most Honorable Andrew Holness reaffirmed Jamaica's strong commitment to the principles of peace, equality, and international cooperation during his address at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York today.
Jamaica believes in a future where multilateralism works for all, where no country is too small to be heard, where the concerns of small islands facing rising seas are addressed, where the benefits of globalization are equitably shared, and where international cooperation is based on respect for the sovereignty of each nation. Multilateralism must deliver fairness for all countries to believe that constructive dialogue and engagement offers the best path forward for all countries. That is the case, Madam President, for the people of Cuba, so that they may be able to fully participate in the global economy. We encourage continued domestic reform in Cuba and greater integration into international systems, supported by policies that enable progress rather than isolation.
Dr. Holness also highlighted Jamaica's steadfast leadership in climate action despite the country's limited resources and inequitable access to climate financing.
Climate change, Madam President, is not a distant threat or an academic consideration. It is a daily reality for small island developing states like Jamaica. Frequent hurricanes, droughts, and erratic rainfall destroy infrastructure, displace communities, and set back decades of hard-fought progress. Jamaica has demonstrated unwavering leadership in climate action despite our limited resources. We have committed to achieving net zero emissions by 2050 and have implemented our national adaptation plan with specific measures to build resilience across key sectors, and we are on track to achieve our renewable energy target of 50% by 2030. However, our efforts and those of other SIDS are severely constrained by the lack of predictable access to financing. The promise of $100 billion annually remains unfulfilled. The Loss and Damage Fund, established at COP28, was historic, yet its initial capitalization of $800 million is grossly inadequate. Developed countries must honor their commitments and scale up climate finance, recognizing that adaptation is a necessity for the survival of small island developing states.
The Prime Minister further emphasized the urgent need for a strong global commitment to building a multilateral system that is more democratic, inclusive, and capable of addressing today's complex global challenges.
The global financing system remains fundamentally flawed. It penalizes reforming economies like Jamaica with high borrowing costs while ignoring our vulnerabilities. Through sacrifice, discipline, and sound management, Jamaica has reduced its debt to GDP ratio from 144% to now 62%. Yet we remain locked out of concessional financing because of outdated metrics based solely on per capita income. At this 80th session, let us revitalize multilateralism and recommit to building a more resilient, equitable, and sustainable world. The challenges before us, climate change, debt, poverty, conflicts, and crime, are formidable. But our capacity for collective action is greater. Jamaica has shown that with sound policies, fiscal discipline, and good governance, small nations can achieve great progress. But to build on this progress, we need an international system that is fair, inclusive, and responsive. Let us not leave this assembly with words alone, but with commitments that deliver real change.
Mark Golding will remain the president of the People's National Party, PNP, following the official closure of nominations for the role at noon on Friday. In addition, the PNP has announced that 4 individuals have been nominated for vice president positions. These include Michael Phillips, Member of Parliament for Manchester North West, Ian Hales, Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Western, Natalie Nita Garvey, Member of Parliament for St. Catherine North Central, and Mayor Norman Scott, Chairman of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. With sufficient nominations received for the available positions, the PNP in a statement said there will be no requirement to hold elections for these posts. The National Works Agency, NWA, is advising the public that Central Avenue in St. Andrew will be closed to vehicular traffic for 10 hours on both Saturday, September 27 and Sunday, September 28. The roadway, which connects Constant Spring Road to West Avenue and provides access to the Queen's School, will be closed between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. each day to facilitate critical drainage improvement works. According to Stephen Shaw, Manager of Communication and Customer Service at the NWA, the works are aimed at reducing the frequent flooding experienced along Central Avenue during heavy rainfall. He also noted that the project is scheduled to continue on the weekend of October 4 and 5. During the closure, no vehicles will be allowed to enter Central Avenue from Constant Spring Road. However, residents needing access to their homes will be accommodated via West Avenue. Motorists are being urged to exercise caution in the area and to follow the directions of flagmen and posted warning signs. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of the Kingston Western and Eastern Police Divisions. The curfew began at 6 p.m. yesterday, September 25, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow, September 27. During the hours of the curfew, persons within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain indoors unless otherwise authorized by the person in charge of enforcing the curfew. From the Mello TV News Center, I am Javon Thomas. Good evening.